Evening. Saludos. Vamos a hacer una caminata. Esta vez vamos a caminar, no, por las calles principales. Mejor siempre por las calles principales, así que nadie pueda decir que yo esté haciendo alguna maldad. Lo juro que estoy harto, estoy cansado. La gente a veces pregunta, tú sabes, si ustedes están viendo esto, ¿verdad? Y ustedes tienen alguna forma de autoridad, y ustedes ven a alguien haciendo algo y se pregúntense a ustedes, si ustedes ven a alguien haciendo algo que no sea lo mejor, tú sabes, ellos no están actuando de su mejor manera, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, si ustedes ven a alguien entrando a un supermercado y llevándose algo sin pagar, eso es robar, o tú sabes, robar. Cuando tú coges algo que no es tuyo y no pagas por eso, pónganse a pensar, esa persona, ¿ustedes creen que esa persona realmente quiere hacer eso? Pónganse a pensar eso por un momento, porque yo no sé, yo no entiendo. Yo hasta más, la única razón por la que sé, porque yo no hubiera notado eso, yo no hubiera hecho déjame grabar mejor donde voy, para que vean la acera y la caminata, como es de oscuro, y hasta uno se puede resbalar. Menos mal que yo camino esta caminata de lunes a viernes para llevar a la nena a la escuela. Esta misma caminata durante la mañana. Bueno, pregúntense, esa persona, ¿ustedes creen que esa persona quiere estar haciendo eso? ¿O están haciendo eso por necesidad? Pregúntense eso. Pónganse ustedes en los zapatos de la persona que quizás, no estoy diciendo que lo estén haciendo, pero quizás estén juzgando a esa persona. Y pónganse a pensar, ¿ustedes creen que esa persona quiere estar haciendo eso? Porque yo les digo algo, a mí no me gustaría tener que hacer una decisión como esa, jamás. Miren las luces navideñas, para la gente que quizás, bueno, ya todo el mundo, casi todo el mundo es cristiano, porque las administraciones de este país se han dedicado a erradicar mucho las fees oriental, como las fees que dicen que Jesús es un profeta y no es el Hijo de Dios, y la gente de esos colores y esas culturas. Sí, este país se ha dedicado mucho a erradicar todo eso, aunque menos mal que esos países le están saliendo bien. Ahora, la Rusia también es un país católico, que el catolicismo es cristiano, igual como aquí. Entonces, la Rusia, aunque el público no lo sepa, la Rusia son amigos de aquí, de los Estados Unidos, igual que la China, toda la gente que están en poder. ¿Ustedes creen que los gobiernos y las leyes aplican a la gente de poder igual como aplican a la gente común como tú y yo? Ustedes ya saben la verdad, yo no tengo que decir ni una palabra más. Mira, pues ustedes vean ya, mira, esa polución de luz. Sí, tenemos las calles, la excepción es la parte allá atrás de la acera que no da mucha luz. Tenemos las calles buenas, mira, toda la luz que está entrando. Ni siquiera tengo que pasar la cámara por mucho tiempo. Mira, otra luz navideña. Aquí la gente puede usar la electricidad porque no cuesta tanto. Imagínense, hay maneras de coleccionar los movimientos para arrancar motores que producen electricidad que ni siquiera se han hecho en públicos, pero no se han hecho públicos ¿por qué? Para mantener control, para poder mandar a las gentes comunes facturas cada mes diciendo que usamos esto. Una de las cosas, yo me recuerdo cuando yo estaba atendiendo una universidad, un man como se me acercó como medio loco. Esto fue cuando estaba en el local que está en el centro aquí donde yo vivo ahora mismo. Se llama Fort Lauderdale. Entonces yo estaba viendo a la universidad y el local, el campus era por allá, por el centro. Era por Las Olas, creo que se llama la calle. Y un man se me acercó cuando yo estaba saliendo de la biblioteca, pero la biblioteca no es asociada con la universidad, era una biblioteca pública. Que aquí tenemos biblioteca pública gracias a todo. Esa es una de las buenas cosas que pues, hasta ahora tenemos aquí, pero obviamente quién sabe hasta qué punto tenemos tú sabes, la opresión, que no dejan la gente decir ideas, no dejan la gente decir cosas, ideas nuevas, maneras de vivir que van contra lo que es considerado normal, lo que ahora mismo está ayudando a la gente en poder, porque ahora mismo la gente, hasta más, si ustedes quieren saber la verdad, miren allá batería, ahorrar batería, miren allá las casas. Bueno, el mismo teléfono me respondió en cómo yo me estaba sintiendo. Aquí no hay luces navideñas, aunque ves ese aviso ahí que es para carros. Cuando tú le pones una luz, es como tiene una lámina de reflejo, es como una hojita bien delgadita que refleja la luz para que los carros lo puedan ver mejor. Bueno, el propio iPhone 13 mini me respondió a mis sentimientos, y lo que yo sentía era, la verdad, aquí en Pembroke Pines, Florida, hasta me voy a decir que no me siento 100% como si las cosas estuvieran para que yo estuviera haciendo esto, haciendo un vlog, porque con la luz de la cámara, no es que eso distraiga a la gente en los carros, pero si alguien ve uno de mis videos y de casualidad ellos entienden el idioma o la inteligencia artificial ya puede traducir cualquier cosa que yo diga, no importa qué tan ininteligible sea, como se diga, y las personas empiezan a escuchar lo que yo diga y después tú sabes, aprendan mi rostro, como yo me veo, y de pronto la próxima vez que me vean y me vean grabando, van a decir, mira, ahí está la persona que está diciendo a lo contrario a cómo las cosas van ahora. Porque hay gente que son, porque ustedes ya todo el mundo lo sabe, el odio y el miedo, eso motiva más, y eso hay más probabilidad que eso entre a tu corazón que la paz, la luz. Como mira, la noche como está tan bonito, 59:15 es la temperatura ahora mismo. No hay casi ninguna humedad, y estoy caminando las 2 millas o 3 kilómetros para ir a la otra bomba, porque fui a la tienda, a la bomba que está ahí cerca de donde yo vivo, pero ya estaban cerrados. Entonces ahora toca ir a la tienda de Don Francisco, el gran dictador, aunque él no está trabajando hasta ahora. Esta hora es otra gente. Pero quiero ir allá porque, como yo les dije, acaba de regresar la persona quien tiene súper mala onda contra mí. Me dicen que la deje, ustedes ya saben de quién estoy hablando. Me dice, oh, déjame, no te metas conmigo. Mientras tanto, yo estoy en el baño con la nena. Ya estaba dentro del mal cuartico que solo mide unos 15 pies cuadrados, 30 si tú le agregas el espacio con la bañera y con el inodoro, pero 15 pies cuadrados solamente. Yo estaba ahí adentro con la nena y tú, boba, tú entraste a ese cuartico tan chiquito cuando ya yo estaba allá adentro, y mientras tanto me estás diciendo a mí que yo no me meta contigo. Oye, ponte a pensar. Y si ya yo sé que tú no puedes pensar, y va a tocar que tu hija, que es triple inteligente y más inteligente que tú, que ella traduzca esto o encuentre una amiga que se lo traduzca para ella, para después tú saber lo que yo dije. Bueno, lo siento, casi voy a tener un infarto. Si no lo tengo esta noche, quizás mañana, porque al ritmo que yo voy, yo no sé qué tanto voy a poder llegar. Mi nenita, mi amor, mi princesa, my princess, I love you. And if you ever miss me, as long as Alphabet keeps these archived, and we don't have like a meteor that we can deflect with a laser, that's en route with Earth, like one that's big enough to like a 10-kilometer wide, whatever. Or we don't have an eruption from like a super volcano that will give us like a ash, like a year-long winter for like 4 years, kill crops, kill people from hunger. Or we don't have the superpowers, or just a few countries go crazy with their nuclear arms, and then that causes also another, that causes I forget what it's called. It's like waste. I forget what it's called, but it's the waste after the bomb. Like the when the radioactivity starts dying down. But anyways, if we don't have any one of those things, and life on this planet as we know it, then, and I pass before I should have, because on this route in which I am being bullied, it really feels like that's the way I'm going to end up going. Just know that I loved you, and I love you, and I'm trying my best, but it's hard, honey. You've seen it firsthand. All right, hey everyone, thanks for your review. Gracias por su vista. Please subscribe, por favor, suscríbanse. Chao. Hey everyone, good morning. Just made myself a cup of coffee. Today is Tuesday, the 19th of February. December. Pardon me, 19th of December, 2023. I hope I got that right at least. I poured the coffee in my 7-Eleven cup that I just got earlier this evening. I was not going to put out that video after I received a message from, we will call him Mr. Powers, because he did not directly comment on the video. I'll just say it is a buddy of mine, and he did not directly comment on the video, but he did send me a little bit of critique through an SMS message to my cell phone. And since I have not said his name, I think it's okay if I read it because it's just critique towards my video. If anything, I should be the one that feels kind of like embarrassed by it, right? Because also some of the things that he says, it almost sounds like he's backing up. The person behind that window. Speaking of which, that's why I'm setting up a remote office over here. I got the tape, I measured it. I am at least 10 meters away, approximately 35 feet, which is like 10, almost 11 meters away. So I should have no problem speaking at a decent voice. Let me just make sure after I take these off that I can get at least a decent shot. I wish this would be higher. You know what? Let's go see if we can find something where I can put the camera a little bit higher and get a little bit better view. I do not want this video to be this long, but TBH, don't have much going on. I do have the dishes. They're in the machine right now. So that's still gonna take probably like 2 hours. When that's done, I can put those away. Last night we had my queen, which is the princess's mom, which is something we're gonna be talking about. Returned. She was visiting her mom and her other daughter. So it's always a little rough, or not always, but it was rough. Okay. She'll tell me one thing, but then completely just kind of like, example, she will say, I'm coming home, I don't want you to leave me alone. I don't want to do anything with you. Alright, I gotta put the camera this way so I can see. Alright, better, this is better. Alright, from here, let me see. And I want to do this little prelude because I'm going to attach the video. Let me see. A little bit lower. And a little bit closer. Alright. I think that's okay. Alright. Alright. It is beautiful outside, ladies and gentlemen. I recorded it at 54 Fahrenheit or 12 Celsius. Right now the time it is approximately 330 hours. And like I said, the date is the 19th of December, 2023. Welcome to my backyard. The reason why I'm holding this is a Sunday paper, okay? So this is from 2 days ago, because today's Tuesday. And I was thinking, maybe I'll send this over to Mr. Douglas. He's a great creator. I'll put the link in the description below. He had, my most popular segment of his through the years was Your Grammar Sucks, or whatever it was called. I thought that was like priceless. Then the series that came after that I wasn't too fond of, but he had some comedic performances that were just off the top. I would just watch his videos like on repeat. So I thought maybe a segment I could make is I read the news and give my opinion. Nothing original, but I heard him in one of the newer videos that he made, so I hope that you guys check it out, please. He's a great creator, very talented. You know, he's a musician as well. I'm sure he does a lot of the music for he does. I've seen him play the piano. I've seen him, you know, some of his series that he came out with were brilliant, and it's awesome. Especially the kid. I remember there was this one video
about continuity when he was sitting eating dinner with his family. Jack, brother, I love your stuff, man. And I remember I used to watch you. I used to watch Ian and Anthony. Ian Hecox, Anthony Padilla, and yeah, those were pretty much it. I mean, there was a lot of other people, and I've seen a lot of like stuff recently. I've seen like Wavy Webster. For some reason, I feel like I've known him longer than I know him now. There's new people that come out. I mean, obviously this platform's got people all over like globally. I've seen creators from like across the pond that are just amazing, and I wish I could link them all, but I'm gonna try to do my best to link as many as I can. All right. So this prelude does not run on forever. Let's start it off with the elephant in the room, which is, it was not a comment, so I'm not gonna say any handle, but I will be referring to this individual as Mr. Powers. Not from the Canadian actor who created the character of Austin Powers, but instead from a show. It was a short-lived series on HBO. I think it was executive produced by Will Ferrell, and it was a comedic series starring a gentleman by the name of what's his name? I gotta look this up because Danny McBride. He's friends with Franco Rogan, but we'll use the surname Powers for the individual who sent me this critique in regards to a video that I sent to him, and I said I could use a like. So everybody who's watching this, drop down and like right now. If not, you're gonna eat a spider in your sleep. I don't know. I could use engagement, please, people. All right, let's just get to the nitty-gritty. I'm gonna read the message. I did not put anybody out there, and again, this is a good person that I know, and I'm gonna give a little critique back at that. I hope he doesn't mind. Okay, this is what he told me about the in regards to the video that I sent him. He said, "Dude, I'm gonna tell you something, and I want you to know that you are my friend, and I have nothing but respect for you. However, you look high AF, unshaven and unkept." I changed that for this video. "You're not making much sense in that video, and with that woman coming in and insinuating that you went into her purse, I can't help but wonder who is in the wrong. Also, the whole bathroom princess thing sounds a little perv. The way you look and talking about a little girl doesn't sound innocent." I don't know what he meant at all. "My advice is take that video down and redo it somehow. Sorry, bro. Just being honest." Okay, so a few things about that. All right. In regards to who was in the wrong about me stealing a purse, the whole time I was inside our daughter's room, I was recording. The only reason I went in there was because I was advised by Mom not to interact with her from when she came back. So I was just doing as she wished, because I was in the bathroom and our daughter was brushing her teeth, and then I wanted to show her some SMS. But while I was in there, the door was wide open, it wasn't anything. She was brushing her teeth, sitting like over the counter. I even described it in the video, I think. And I was trying to show her some SMS so like she could understand like WTF I'm going through. And then as I was standing in there, we was just me and her. Mom just walks right in there. So, trying to do right by her, I walked right out. I was a little upset because she wants me to not interact with her and not to, whatever. But yet I'm in a room, and I think in the video I didn't even describe like the room, the measurements of the room, like the square footage. It's like 15 square feet, literally, like that you can walk on. There's extra square feet with bathtub, the toilet, and the sink. Don't get me wrong, but that you can walk on at most is like 15 square feet. Mom walked right in there. So what I just did, the first thing that came to mind, I walked right out. I walked into our daughter's room and I locked myself in. I did that on purpose because I was upset about the fact that she gets to tell me to please not get in her way or not be around her when she comes back, which I try my best to respect and to honor. But yet, when I'm inside a room and it's already occupied, she can just barge in. So like, in other words, she wants me to avoid her, but at the same time, if she wants to just go into any place, she can just barge in. And then what do I have to do? I have to walk out with my tail between my legs? I don't feel like that was right, okay? And that's the reason why I put it out on blast, okay? Now, a couple other things that he said here, I wasn't making too much sense. I have to rewatch the video. All my videos are unscripted, so a lot of my videos don't make sense, so I believe that. If it was the part where I wasn't speaking English, then if you don't understand Spanish, then it would not make sense. Alright, let's analyze this little by little. Okay, sorry, I'm 61 years old, so, and I don't have readers. Alright, I look high AF. That's the first thing he says, I look high AF. So, first thing I did was, I took all of my medications and I went online and I typed them in, from the ones that I take the most of to the ones that I take the least of. The most of, I take twice daily, different routes of administration. All are oral except one. One is sublingual. It just means it's like a lozenge, okay? And then here are the side effects. Now keep in mind, I suffer from mental health, okay? I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist. For those of you who don't know, a psychiatrist is a doctor of medicine. A doctor of medicine is somebody that went to school for many years. They earned, and they didn't just go to school, but they also did what's called like an understudy or like a they went to an actual hospital or practice and had to work for free, essentially. Actually, they had to pay to get this experience. And depending on where you go, it could cost more. You have to apply. They have to say that you are eligible, and you have to pay to go and perform work for free. So you're pretty much, it's worse than a slave. You're literally like paying to work for free. But the idea is there is a program like director, which would be like the doctor who is supervising the students, the people that are doing their term there, to make sure that everything that you're doing is in according to what you learn, and that way you gain real life experience. It's kind of like an apprenticeship, which a lot of things that are taught in class, you would learn way better through an apprenticeship. The only problem is that I live in USA and it's capitalism, baby. So higher schooling is a must. Me, for instance, I want to apply for an entry-level job, but I don't have higher schooling, and I also have another C, which is a criminal record, So I've been applying. I started applying 1 year after I started my program, my recovery program, because that's what they told me. That's what they say when you go to like the anonymous meetings. I'm not saying any names, so it's okay. I can talk about it. They say wait 1 year before you apply, and when you do apply for a job, only apply at certain places. They don't want you to just apply at any place, because certain places are actually known, like call centers, for instance, or restaurants. They have like a big like culture, like let's say a higher percentage of people using. That's why the places that I've applied, two things. One, they are within walking distance, because I use my 1962 Chevrolets, okay? And these bad boys, okay, if you've seen the Chevrolets from back then, they were like 2-speeders. I think maybe 3-speed transmission. I think they were 2-speed transmissions, okay? So they're not getting any younger, all right? And I've been trying my best to get a job at a particular place that is not publicly traded. In other words, if I work up my way and I'm there long enough, I can start accumulating shares, which is part ownership of the company, and that's why my ambition is to get a job there. That way, when I'm done, I can leave the young lady in that room something. That way, when daddy passes away, she's got something, that she can depend on, even though I'm still not here anymore. All right. So, moving on. High AF. Okay. Since I suffer from mental illness, what I was diagnosed with, or at least what they called it back then, was called manic depression. So what that has to do with, it has nothing to do with your willpower. It's not something you can just do some exercise, eat healthy, and think positive thoughts, do this, do that. No, okay? It doesn't work that way. People who are common folk, and when I mean common folk, I mean they don't have a graduate's degree. They like to think that they know what they're talking about, and they'll say that mental illness is just in your head. No, it's not. There are people that genuinely, their brains do not, there are different parts of your brain that communicate with each other, or different parts of your brain that regulate your moods, and they regulate your emotions, they regulate your reasoning. It's just, they control everything about you, okay? And people who suffer from real mental illnesses, their brains are physically different than the brains of people who are healthy, all right? Now, am I making this up? No, I am not. If I could switch with anybody out there who was mentally healthy and didn't suffer from any of the things that I have, I would do it without blinking, okay? That way I wouldn't have to do all the things that I have to do just to try to maintain a little bit of normalcy for the sake of mostly the people that I love. It's supposed to be yourself first, but at this point, I can't even think about myself. Alright, I got my mother, my daughter, and my queen, who, I'm not gonna go into that right now. If you guys look into the comments, she left one recently. I'm not engaging. All I'm saying is thank you for your comment, but you guys can read all of her comments, even in my past videos, and you can get a little sense. Alright, the first medication that I take, side effects. Alright, this is a pain medication, which you might say, oh, you're only 61 years old, what do you have pain about? Okay, I've worked 15 years in 2 different occupations, 15 in one, 15 in another. And also I've done odd-end jobs. I've suffered from a few accidents, which thank goodness they didn't leave me, at least that I don't know of. They may have, but I never got an MRI scan. Taking falls, And then the occupation that probably did the most damage was actually sitting on a desk, believe it or not. When you sit on a desk for hours on end, and actually during that time I was working 2 full-time jobs. Then I was a delivery driver. Then I'm again sitting again for most of the time, but I do get up in between. It's just, I worked a lot my whole life. It never reflected on, my lifestyle. When I was in my 20s, I was in Colombia for like 5 years. Anyways, so this pain medication, I started taking it for, so that I wouldn't abuse pain medication from the street. And you guys know what other stuff people take. So I had 2 very close friends die. But let's see what the side effects. I don't want to get into any more. Okay. Noisy breathing. I've noticed that in my videos. Sighing, shallow breathing, breathing stops during sleep, slow heartbeat or weak pulse. I never felt any of these. Chest pain, trouble breathing, low cortisol levels. That would be good. That means that you're not whatever. Liver problems, nausea, upper stomach pain, itching, loss of appetite, dark urine, I don't know, common side effects, constipation, nausea, vomiting, no, headache, no, increased sweating, no, sleep problems, yes, pain anywhere in your body, no, okay, this is not complete side effect. Okay, so that's the first drug that I take. That's the one that I take the highest dose of, and it's actually cost the most money too. Depending where I go, it could cost even more than my visit. Alright, second medication that I take. Alright, and now these first 2 medications that I take. The first one I started taking to help me with my recovery, but then I realized that when I was taking it, I didn't need to take Tylenol as much as I had to. And I said, you know what, can I take this for pain? And my other doctor had said yes, and I switched over right away because Tylenol is actually worse for your liver. Alright, so this one, call your doctor if you have, let's see, any of these things. Do I feel any of these things? No. Hallucinations, risk-taking behavior. May have happened once or twice. Increased energy. Okay. Decreased need for sleep. Hey, look, right now it is 300, it's 404. So it's 404 hours. 4 here, 4 in the morning. Racing thoughts, being agitated or talkative, my rants. Double vision, no. Jaundice, no. Okay. So that's the second medication that I take twice daily. But I'll be honest, if I start feeling like panicky, like I'm about to have a panic attack, which is kind of similar to what I would imagine is like a heart attack, I'll take another one. I've taken up to like, I'm not gonna lie, there was a few, there were some times where I probably took more than I should have, but I learned the hard way that, who am I kidding? Not just the people around me are gonna suffer, but I'm just beating myself up for nothing. It doesn't make me feel any better, and it doesn't make me, it just makes me feel a whole lot worse. So I've learned the hard way in the past. Don't take more than, I think, 1 tipple daily, 5 times a day of this medication. I'm only prescribed twice, which is every 8 hours. I push for every 6 because that would be very helpful, but they don't want to give it to me. I think because I take the other one, the first one that I mentioned. Alright, so moving on to the next one. The next one is, the first 2 are controlled substances. Now this one's not a controlled substance. This one I take once daily, and everything's oral except for the first one. The first one is like a lozenge. Just put it under my tongue, okay? Now this one, blah, 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 blah. Alright, side effects, racing thoughts, decreased need for sleep. They all seem to have like the same kind of like patterns. Unusual risk-taking behavior, feelings of extreme happiness or sadness, being more talkative than usual. Unusual bone pain or tenderness, I don't think so. Changes in weight or appetite, yeah, that's happened before. Easy bruising, unusual breathing, I don't know. Severe nervous system reaction, very stiff rigid muscles, yes, that's happened. High fever, not really. Sweating, no. Confusion, I think so. Tremors, fainting, no fainting, but tremors, yes. But in the next one I take, it actually helps with that. Headache, no. Confusion, no. Slurred speech, I think so, yes. Slurred speech, yes. Because I've watched some of my videos and I've had slurred speech. And this is the one I take once a day, and it's not controlled. And now this is the fourth one. This one's also once a day, and it's not controlled. All right, let's see what it says. Slow or uneven heartbeats, I don't know. A lightheaded feeling that you might pass out, I don't know. Wheezing or trouble breathing, sudden weakness, vision problems, or loss of coordination, maybe. Cold feeling in your hands and feet, depression, no. I take so much to help me with depression. I mean, I feel depressed sometimes when people are like mean to me, like bullying me and stuff. But for the most part, I'm on so much stuff that it just kind of like, if not goes over my head, like I said, I don't even like engage in it anymore. Heart problems, so far, not that I know of, we'll find out. Low blood sugar, I don't think so. We got a big no. Common side effects, dizziness, tiredness. Well, sometimes I'll take it before I go to bed, and it helps. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach cramps, sleep problems, insomnia. I'm awake right now, 4 in the morning. The roosters should be, if we had roosters, but we don't. I'm not in Colombia. All right, and then, so yeah, I'm sorry if I seem like I'm high AF, okay? I do take, like you see, almost a full handful of medications, okay? And about 6 months ago, my doctor gave me another medication, which I'm gonna push to get again because it's super helpful to help me with, in helping our daughter with her homework, and also just, just in general, just helping me stay focused and stay on task. So in other words, like when I don't have it and I'm helping her with her homework, I'm like all over the place. I'll help her with a problem, then I'll walk out, then I'll come back in, and then it'll take like 90 minutes to do the homework. When I have it, we'll knock it out in like 20, 30 minutes. Because I stay there, I read a problem, I make her read the next problem, and we do it together, and I sit the whole time. And I actually enjoy the subjects that she's learning, even though she's only in 5th grade. We'll get to that soon, okay? Because the next part you say, okay, high AF, unshaven and unkept. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I know people judge based on appearances, but look at Ted Bundy. Very handsome gentleman. He was very, could get any girl he could possibly want. And he was always upkept. And it turned out, look at all the atrocities he did. To be completely honest, if I could grow a nice beard, I'd rather have a beard. I just don't know how to keep one up, okay? And that's why I shave for this, okay? So Mr. Powers, I hope this is better for you, all right? You're not making much sense after you watch the video, but like I said, I don't make a lot of sense in a lot of my videos. And the woman coming in and insinuating, I did not go into her purse because right after I walked to the bathroom, I went out and I started shooting the video. So the whole time I was in the bed, in our daughter's bedroom, I was shooting the video. I didn't even know that her stuff was in there, to be honest. I didn't pay any attention. I just sat down and started shooting, okay? So, and then, okay, so now, can't help but wonder who's in the wrong. Also, the whole bathroom princess thing sounds a little pervy, okay? All right, homie, the only thing I gotta say in reply to this is this. Door was open, and it's my daughter, okay? All right, since I know you, I'll give you this little tidbit of advice. Go. You are a very handsome young man, and you are still fertile for about another 10 years, okay? I know how old you are. Go and have yourself 1, 2, 3 kids, okay? Trust me, it will change your life, okay? all right? And it will change it for the best. My only advice, if you're gonna be a parent, be present. Do not abandon your kids for whatever reason. Just be present, okay? Try to be there. And if you're having problems with the mom, work it out. It's hard, it's difficult. Relationships are tough, especially when people start them on rocky patches, like they start them when they're not supposed to. For instance, me and my queen, when we first got together, I told her many a times, not ready for a relationship. As a matter of fact, before I got intimate with her, I went 6 months complete celibacy. Complete celibacy does not just mean that you don't have relationships with others. It also includes yourself, okay? And I've been that way now, I don't know how many years. We don't have to get into that because anybody can do that. As long as you have love in your heart, and love is, okay? You'll find it if you want to find it. You're going to look for it. All right, and the princess thing, you're right. She's not a little girl anymore. She'll be old enough to participate in her bat mitzvah in about 11 months' time, okay? Which, according to the Judaism religion, would make her a young lady in the eyes of, okay? So, with that being said, I will have a talk with her in about 3 hours or 4 when I walk her to school, and I will ask her what her feelings are about me continuing calling to continue with my continuation and calling her my princess, because she's my little princess. Before she was born, I wanted to name her after one of the Disney princesses, but nobody agreed with me. This is a princess from the movie Brave, okay? Everybody said that it sounds too much like the word shite in Spanish, okay? It's Princess Merida from Brave, okay? But I will talk to her about it, okay? And I'll find out, okay, Mr. Powers? It sounds a little perv. You're the second person today to insinuate, well, one person called me a perv. At least you said that whatever I said sounded a little perv. Thank you. That's a little bit better criticism. The way you look and talking about a little girl doesn't make sound innocent at all. Okay. All I have to say to that is, homie, you are a young man, whether you realize it or not. Okay, let's be honest. You're my elder. What am I saying? We're the same age. I'm 61. I think you're 61 too, right? We're still fertile for about another 10 years, okay? Maybe possibly more, possibly 20. Go out there, knock a decent lady up, okay? And then after that, we'll come back to this criticism. Everybody who's watched me rant, I appreciate you. You made it to this far. You are a legend. If I offended you and you watched this far, that's what's called the, what's the guy's name? That's the Howard Stern effect, okay? Howard Stern had one of the highest ratings because people that loved him, they would watch for like an hour or listen for like an hour and a half. People that hated him, they would listen to his show the whole time, all right? So I'm sorry if you're watching me just to see what I say next, okay? You don't have, nobody put a gun to your head and said, watch this video. I appreciate the view, I appreciate the comments. So whomever's out there, every single video I always put, allow all views, and that includes spam, okay? Because I believe in freedom of speech. As long as you're not, defaming, defiling, whatever it's called, you're not saying something that's dishonest. But there's a person that has had patterns, and also a second person that has patterns that I'm not even gonna engage with them anymore. I'm just gonna say thank you for your comments because there's no point. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a blessed day on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Good night. Good morning. Ciao.
Thank you very much. If you made it to now, you are a legend. Please, 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 please help me out. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Much appreciated. Muchísimas gracias. Si has llegado hasta ahora, tú eres una leyenda. Por favor, suscríbanse y pon like. Gracias.